back to another tips video. This is a round 6 tips for 2026. Let's start. So starting off with Thursday night is the Blues and the Pies. Last time they played each other was round 17 and Collingwood won that. And the last time Carlton won it was back in round 20 of 2023. So yeah, I've said this before, but Cripps had 21 disposals and 9 tackles. And Walsh also had 29 disposals. And Collingwood, they lost by 6 points in a low-scoring contest. Yeah, how did that happen? Dacos had 31 disposals. Yeah, Collingwood's now 2 and 3, but maybe they can fight back with a win. So, Collingwood by 31 points. Now let's move on. Friday night, the Cats and the Dogs. So the Cats won by 46 points over the Eagles, 34 disposals and 133 AFL fantasy for Bazza, and also 34 disposals for Max Holmes and 11 tackles for Tom Atkins. And yeah, I reckon for the Dogs, yeah, they lost by 40 points. Ed Richards is probably injured, I reckon. And yeah, Matthew Kennedy had 8 tackles, but yeah, other than that, yeah. Last played each other in round 11 of last year. The Dogs last won it in round 19 of 2024, but maybe Geelong can win this. So yeah, Geelong by maybe 14 points. Anyways, moving on. Swans and the Giants. Swans defeated the Suns, and yep, Heaney 33 disposals and 145 AFL fantasy. Papley kick free, and 12 tackles for Brodie Grundy. And the Giants finally won a game for the first time since the opening round. Cadman had 4, and Finn Callahan had 37 disposals and 111 AFL fantasy, and 111 AFL fantasy as well for Nicholas Madden. Wow. And even 7 tackles. Probably don't know some of these new players, but yeah. Anyways, last time they played each other, Swan's season was ended with 4 rounds to go, but that was when Giants won that. For the first time since 23, round 7, was it? Yeah, correct me. Yeah, Swans are 4 and 1. They're on top of the ladder now. Giants are 2 and 3, so yeah. Anyways, Swans by 26 points. That was the other Friday night game. That was the Sydney Showdown. Now, yeah, let's move on to Super Saturday, and it's the Suns and the Bombers. Suns lost again after losing to Melbourne, but Ben Long kicked free, but yeah, that's all. And Essendon, there's something to talk about this. They finally won a game after 330 days, defeated Melbourne. Yeah, the fans are finally happy. Not happy for a D supporter. But Archie Roberts, 42 disposal. Nate Caddy kicked 2, Thomas Edwards 2, Archer May 2, wow. And David Erzma. And Isaac Kako. Yeah, there was a couple. No one scored 3, I reckon, but wow. Finally, Bombers won a game after a while, but wasn't happy about the results. So last time they played each other, Suns locked in finals, and that was 95 points. Essendon haven't defeated Gold Coast since 2023. That was 3 years ago, and yeah, Suns are 3 and 2, Bombers are 1 and 4. So yeah, maybe Bombers can go back to losing. So yeah, Bombers deserve to beat Melbourne. But that was gather round. So yeah, Suns by 45 points. Now let's move on to the Hawks and the Power. Hawks are in good form, 4 and 1. Won by 40 points against the Dogs. 28 disposals for Jack Ginnivan and John Newcomb. 3 goals for Jack Gunston and Mitch Lewis. And 125 AFL for Blake Hardwick. Last time they played each other, the Hawks defeated Port in Tasmania. Now Port only just lost to St Kilda. Like, yeah, unlucky Port. They'll win another time, but So Port, yeah, they lost by 14. Zach Butters had 31 disposals. George Jones and Horn Francis and Corey Durden kicked 2 goals. And yep, that's all I gotta say. So for this game, Hawthorn by 36 points. Now, last Super Saturday game is the Crows and the Saints. Well, the Crows back on the winners list again. Rochelle kicked 4, Sam Berry 21 disposals, and Rochelle also had 124 AFL fantasy. And Saints only just won. And it was only a few hours ago by the time of recording this video. Philippo kicked 2, and Owens. And the sideline getting Miller as well. We also had 139 for fantasy and 9 tackles. And Hugh Buckshaw had 9 tackles. Wow. Last time they played each other was back in round 1 of last year. They're both 2-3 right now, but Crows are a better record against Saints, so Crows by maybe 7 points. So yeah, anyways, moving on. North and Richmond. North lost by 26 points to Brisbane, and Richmond have lost by 56 points. So yeah, starting off with North. Sheeswood 30 disposals and 8 tackles and 111 AFL fantasy for Luke Davies-Uniacke. Wow. But yeah, they're 3-2. Richmond, they're 0-5 this time. However, Kenny Lafau kicked 4. That's good. Last time they played each other, Sheeswood had 54 disposals. Wow. I reckon that was that time. I reckon North can bounce back. As yeah. Maybe they'll win by, it's pretty easy, maybe 52 points. And now, D's and the Lions. Both 3-2, but Lions have more percentage. Lions have won 3 in a row. D's lost to Essendon again on Gather Round. And Brisbane just keep on beating North. Yeah. Last time they played each other, D's won an upset at the Gather. Brisbane have not beaten Melbourne in 2 years, and yeah, last time Melbourne won at the MCG against Brisbane, Jake Melksham was the match winner, but Oscar Allen kicked 3 and Lockie Neal had 30 disposals. For the Demons, yeah, this rebuild D's need to keep improving. Piggott kicked 2 goals and had 8 tackles, but unfortunately I'm going to have to tip Brisbane for this, so Brisbane by 5 points maybe. Now last game is the Western Derby, Eagles and Dockers. Dockers are 4-1, West Coast are 2-3. Dockers have won 3 in a row in the Western Derby against West Coast. Eagles have not beaten them in 2 years, but yeah, Judge Shanahan kicked 4 against Geelong. Oh, wow, that's good for him. Fremantle on the other hand, won a close one. It was a low-scoring contest, similar to COVID scores. But Luke Jackson, 131 AFL fantasy and 9 tackles, and also 9 tackles for Andy Brayshaw, and 2 goals for Jai Amos and Isaiah Dudley. So, anyways, Fremantle by 48 points. So these are our tips for this round. Make sure to join my tips comp. There will be a link in the description down below if you want to join. Anyways, thanks for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe for more tips videos.